Okay. Good morning to all of you. I welcomes to all in our lecture series on statistical mechanics, that is your core paper 14, belongs to 6th semester BSc syllabus. In our last class we have been discussed about thermodynamical functions or quantities of perfect gas in grand canonical ensemble. In detail we have been discussed what is the value of chemical potential and entropy, and we found the famous Sacquet tetrad equation and internal energy. The internal energy is average internal energy 3 by 2 mean particle equal into kT. This much we have been discussed in our last class. In our today class, we are going to discuss a new topic, okay? That is your probability distribution and entropy of a two-level system. Okay, so let's start. So let us consider let us consider a system of n independent particles, each of magnetic moment mu. Okay, each of magnetic moment mu, but magnetic moments can be parallel or antiparallel to any external magnetic field H. Let plus epsilon be the energy associated with one orientation and minus epsilon belongs to energy. Okay, minus epsilon associated with another orientation where mod E equal to mu B, and we know that whenever the magnetic moment mu is going to be interact with the applied magnetic field, then and magnitude will be mu into B. Okay, here the figure represents this level, this energy level belongs to minus epsilon, this energy level, upper energy level, belongs to plus epsilon. The difference between the energy equal to 2 epsilon. Okay, let n plus, capital N plus, here plus is in subscript, okay, and n minus be the number of particles of energy plus epsilon and minus epsilon respectively. That means in this energy level, or for this lower energy level, the particles are n minus. For upper energy level, the particles are n plus. The number of particles for this energy level, let n minus, and for this higher energy level, let this is n plus. Okay, then the total energy of an isolated system is, considering figure 1, will be E equal to n plus epsilon minus n minus epsilon. Okay, that means here we have here it will be for higher state, or for this state, what is the number of particle? N plus. So for this state, total energy will be how much? N plus into epsilon. Here the energy is how much? Minus epsilon. Number of particle, total number of particle n minus. The total energy of this energy level will be n minus into minus epsilon, that will be minus n minus epsilon. So total energy of this whole system having two energy level only will be this one, n plus epsilon, n plus epsilon plus minus n minus epsilon, that is your this one, n plus epsilon minus n minus epsilon is equal to n plus minus n minus into epsilon. Let this is your equation number 1, or here we consider that n plus minus n minus is your small n, into epsilon, also considered as equation number 1, where n plus minus n minus is considered as small n. Let this is your equation number 2. So and n, total number of particles, will be equal to n plus n minus, obviously. The total number of particles for this two level energy system are n plus and n plus n minus. Let this is your equation number 3. Here I am going to give you one simple imagination that two energy systems are there. Suppose 100 number of particles are there. 100 number of particles are there. So this is your minus epsilon plus epsilon energy levels, two energy levels. So suppose here in your energy level minus epsilon, n minus represents the number of particles. Suppose it will be 60. So hence n plus will be 40. That means n plus n minus will be 100. Okay, for a particular for the whole system having two energy systems, two energy levels. Okay, two energy levels. So by solving these two equations, you can see equation number 2 and 3, you just solve and we can found n plus will be equal to half n capital N plus small n. Okay, and n minus will be equal to half n capital N minus small n. So here small n, I told that n plus minus n minus, and this is your total number of particles. Okay, now we want to find out the number of accessible microstates of isolated system having constant energy E. This is our objective that we have to find out. Total number of accessible microstates. So before we are going to be discuss this one, I am going to show you whatever we have been studied in our previous classes. Okay, you just refer your note regarding this one. Generalized for Wn n1 n2. That means two compartments are there, and total number of particles are how much? Four numbers of particles are nothing but your total number of particles are going to distribute in two compartments. Here the particular macrostate, for the particular macrostate Wn1 n2, how much we found? That is your you can see, you just refer this one. Okay, we found that n factorial, total number of particles n factorial by n1 factorial into n2 factorial. Or if we are going to consider this one, see here, 4 energy level or 4 compartments, you can consider 4 compartments, and total number of particles are 10. And if we are going to consider this macrostate, particular macrostate, then what is the number of microstates of this particular macrostate? That is your W3214. 3214. That means we have 4 energy level or 4 compartments. Here first compartment 3, second 2, 1, 4. If this type of arrangement we are going to be consider, how many number of microstate for this particular macrostate we can get? That is your total number of particles factorial, that is your 10 factorial divided by 3 factorial into 2 factorial into 1 factorial into 4 factorial. And in general, at last we have been found that for n number of compartments, if we are going to consider, then for a particular macrostate, this is nothing but your number of microstates. Total number of particle factorial divided by n1 factorial, n2 factorial, n3 factorial up to into nk factorial. These things we have been discussed earlier. So here you can see we have only two levels, right? We have only two levels, or you can consider two compartments like this, two compartments. Okay, so this is a lower compartment have n minus number of particle, and upper compartment have n plus number of particles. So what is the macro state? Macro state is n plus n minus, and here n, capital N only, is nothing but your n plus n minus. Okay, so for this macro state, macro state n plus n minus, then number of microstates will be n factorial divided by n plus factorial into n minus factorial, right? Okay, so same thing it has been written here, that so here the same thing it has been written, the accessible microstates of macrostate Wn plus n minus will be equal to n factorial by n plus factorial into, this is into n minus factorial. N minus factorial. Let this is your equation number 5. Now take natural logarithmic both the side of equation number 5. What we can get? Left hand side it will be ln w, n plus n minus I not written. You have to just you have to accept that it is written here. Okay, I omitted this one, but this is this w is the function of n plus and n minus, belongs to macro state n plus and n minus. Okay, is equal to ln n factorial minus ln n plus factorial minus ln n minus factorial. Okay, and we know that according to Stirling approximation, we know that if ln n factorial we want to find out, according to Stirling approximation, we know that it will be n ln n minus n. These things we know previously, many times we have been discussed. According to Stirling approximation, ln n factorial or any ln x factorial will be x ln x minus x. So here you can see, here ln n factorial is there. So by Stirling approximation, this can be written as n ln n minus n. This one ln n plus factorial can be written as n plus ln plus minus n plus. Ln n minus factorial can be written as n minus ln minus minus n minus is equal to, here you can see I just multiplied, just omitted this bracket and written all the terms. You can see n ln n minus n, this is minus n plus ln n plus, this is minus plus n plus, minus n minus ln minus will be plus n minus. Okay, but the total number of particles, that is your capital N, is equal to n plus n minus. So the above equation will be, here you can see n plus n minus. Instead of n plus n minus, we can write n, already minus n is there, so both will be got cancelled. So rest of the term, see this term and this term is going to be cancelled, because this n plus n minus is nothing but n, here is the minus n, so got cancelled. Only we found these three terms, that is equal to n ln n minus n plus ln n plus minus ln minus, n minus ln n minus. So here I am going to suggest to all of you that carefully you have to write down the note. carefully. Sometimes you will be leave this plus sign, means its meaning will be different. Okay, carefully you have to write all the terms. Instead of plus, if you write minus, the meaning will be different, meaning will be changed. So that implies ln w is nothing but will be equal to how much? You can see here, instead of n we can write n plus n minus, right? So instead of n, I have been written n plus n minus ln n minus n plus ln n plus minus n minus ln n minus. For the further simplification, we are doing the things, nothing else. So here you can see just multiply n plus ln n, n plus ln n, n minus ln n, n minus ln n, minus n plus ln n plus, minus n minus ln n minus. Okay, so the next line here, this is your first term. In this arrangement I have been written. Okay, for the simplification only, we are writing the with another arrangement. Okay, so this is your first term here, n plus ln n plus n plus ln n minus, this is the third term. Okay, minus n minus ln n minus, then fourth term is plus n minus ln n. Okay, now that implies ln w is equal to, here you just take minus common from these two terms. How much you can get? In bracket n plus ln n plus minus n plus ln n. Now take minus from these two terms common, then it will be n minus ln n minus, and this is minus n minus ln n. So ln w, that implies ln w will be equal to minus n plus this in among both the terms, n plus is common, take outside n plus ln. Here this can be written as n plus by n. Okay, here n plus ln n can be written as ln n plus by n, simple. Minus, here also same, minus n minus ln n minus by n, n minus by n. Okay, now take minus common from this and this term. So minus n plus ln n plus by n plus n minus ln n minus by n. Let this is your equation number 5a. Now using equation number 4, the above equation will be, the equation number 4 what told to us, equation number 4 is nothing but n plus is equal to half n plus n, capital N plus small n. N minus is nothing but half into capital N minus small n. So these two we are going to use in equation number 5a. That means instead of n plus, what we can write? We can write half capital N plus small n. Instead of n minus, what we can write? Half n capital N minus small n. Okay, so ln w will be this much. Okay, now just divide this capital N with this one and this one, capital N with this one, this one. What we can found? We can found half into 1 plus small n by n. Got my point? Here it is ln into half into capital N small n by capital N. It is like this. So I can write half n divided with this one. It will be 1 plus small n by n, small n by n. Okay. Similarly, here it will be half into 1 minus small n by n. Same thing I have been written in the next page, this one. Okay. Here we know that ln 1 plus small n by n or minus n by n will be equal to, this is the expansion, Taylor's expansion. Okay, we know that 1 plus small n by n or minus small n by capital N will be equal to plus or minus n by n minus n square by small n square by 2 capital N square plus minus so on. Okay, now using this the above equation, that means this equation will be how much? Carefully you have to watch. Ln W will be equal to, here, minus n plus ln half plus this much. How it is? See, this ln half into 1 plus n by n can be written as, wait 1 second, here ln half into 1 plus small n by n can be written as, here I am writing, you just watch, ln half plus ln 1 plus n by n. Okay, here I written in the with the pencil, but it could not be visible. You just follow this one. This can be written this one, right? So then this will be ln half plus ln 1 plus n by n. 1 plus n by n will be how much? It will be plus n by capital N minus n square by 2n square, neglecting the higher order terms. Okay, so same thing it has been written, ln half plus small n by n minus n square by 2n square. Similarly, this one can be written as minus n minus ln 1 by 2 plus we can found ln 1 minus n by 2. So ln 1 minus n by 2 is nothing but minus n by n, that is your plus minus n by n minus small n square by 2 capital N square. Okay, now that implies how much we can get? That implies, just we are doing the simplification, that implies ln W will be equal to minus n plus into ln half minus n plus into small n by capital N, here minus plus n plus small n square by 2 capital N square. Similarly, just multiplication you have to consider, minus n minus ln 1 by 2 plus here minus, so plus n minus small n by capital N, here minus n minus n square by 2 capital N square. Okay, so that implies ln W will be equal to how much? It will be minus n plus, here you can see this is one term having ln 1 by 2, this is another term also having ln 1 by 2. So take common minus ln 1 by 2 minus ln 1 by 2, in the bracket it will be n plus n minus. Okay, then here you can see, here one term contains small n by capital N, another term contains small n by capital N. Just take common minus small n by capital N, we can found n plus minus n minus. Okay, now from these two terms just take common as n square by 2 capital N square, we found n plus n minus. Okay, so here we know that n plus n minus is how much? Capital N. So minus capital N ln 1 by 2 minus here n plus minus n minus is how much? Is your small n. You just put it small n by n plus n minus is nothing but capital n square by 2 n square. Okay, now ln w will be equal to minus n ln 1 by 2 minus here n small n n square by capital N plus here you can found one capital N, here another capital N cancelled out, and we found n square small n square by 2 into capital N. So that implies ln w will be equal to minus n ln 1 by 2 minus here we can take common as n square by capital n square by capital N, then it will be minus n square by capital N, it will be here we can found 1, here we can found minus 1 by 2. Very simple. So that implies ln w will be equal to minus capital N ln 1 by 2. Here 1 minus 1 by 2 is nothing but 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 n square by n or n square by 2 capital N. So that implies ln we found equal to minus, just take common minus, it will be n ln 1 by 2 plus n square by small n square by 2 into capital N. Let this is your equation number 6. Now come to the next page. Here it is written as there are only two possible orientations. Here orientations means magnetic moments of the particle. Okay, the probability of each orientation will be 1 by 2. What is the meaning of this? See, here we have two energy states. We have two energy states. Two energy states belongs to plus epsilon. One is belongs to plus epsilon and another belongs to minus epsilon. And total number of particles are n. Number of particles in the state plus epsilon are n plus. Number of particles in the state minus epsilon are n minus. Suppose magnetic field direction is this one. Applied magnetic field direction is this one. So here the particles which are in these states, they have orientation parallel to applied magnetic field. The particles which are in this state minus epsilon, they have orientation anti-parallel to the applied magnetic field. So hence two orientations are possible. Only for that we can say the two energy states or two energy level system. Two energy level system on the base of orientation of magnetic moments. The particles which are plus epsilon states, they have magnetic moment orientation parallel to the applied magnetic field. Here for this state minus epsilon anti-parallel to the applied magnetic field. So the probability for this state or for this orientation will be 1 by 2 and the probability of this orientation will be 1 by 2. That means you just recall, suppose we have two compartments. If one particle will be here and it has to move either one of these compartment. So on the base of equal priori probability, the probability for first compartment, suppose this is second, for the probability of first compartment that the particle is going to be filled will be 1 by 2. The probability will be moved to the second compartment, the probability will be 1 by 2 according to equal priori probability, whatever we have been discussed earlier. Okay, so only for that here it is written that the probability of each orientation will be 1 by 2. Okay, as total number of particles is n, and then all are independent. All are independent. Therefore, probability of a given sequence or order or arrangement of the particles of the particles is 1 by 2 to the power n. How it is? I'm going to show a problem whatever we have been discussed earlier. Wait. You just check your note. Previously we discussed this problem. Okay, that 10 balls and 30 equal size compartments. 30 equal size compartments. So the 10 balls, suppose A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, and any one of the ball, suppose first ball A, going to a compartment, that means 30 compartments are there. 30 energy level, you just consider 30 energy levels are there. Any one of the ball is going to a compartment. What is the probability? 1 by 30. 1 by 30. Similarly, if we have two compartment, then the probability will be how much? 1 by 2. So here we have two energy states, so 1 by 2, whatever we have been discussed. Likewise, here you can see the second bit, the probability of first ball going to a compartment 1 by 30. Therefore, total probability of the event, that means how many numbers of particles here? Here 10 numbers of particles. 10 number of particles, then total probability will be how much? 1 by 30. 1 by 30 to the power 10. Okay, so the total probability of the event will be 1 by 30 to the power n. So here, as we have two compartments, each have a probability 1 by 2. Number of particles, total number of particles are n. So hence the total probability of the event, that means n number of particles is going to distribute first and second compartment, or you can say n number of particles are going to distribute energy state belongs to plus epsilon and energy state belongs to minus epsilon, will be how much? 1 by 2 to the power n. Okay, so that is written over here as the total number of particles is n, and then all are independent. Therefore, the probability of a given sequence or order or arrangement of the particles is 1 by 2 to the power n. Okay, the net magnetic moment will be how much? The net magnetic moment will be n plus minus n minus into mu. We know that n plus minus n minus is n that we have been considered earlier, that n plus minus n minus is small n, so n mu. So net magnetic moment will be n mu. Now hence the probability Pm, it is represented by Pm of the system to possess the net magnetic moment m n mu is given by this much. This Wn plus n minus represents a particular macro state. So how this P is the function of m, okay, function of m, where m is your n mu. The Pm will be this much. How it will be this much? I am going to explain. You just watch. Here, m, to net magnetic moment, we found n mu or n plus minus n minus mu. What is the meaning of this? That means the upper or the energy state which is belongs to plus epsilon have n plus number of particles, For this energy state having energy minus epsilon contains n minus number of particles. Okay, so this is your particular macro state, that means Wn plus n minus. So for this particular macro state, what will be the microstates? Microstates will be, we know that n factorial by n plus factorial into n minus factorial. These are the particular for this particular macro state, these are the microstates. Okay, and we found the total number of probability is 1 by 2 to the power n or 1 by 2 to the power n. So hence the probability of this macro state n plus n minus will be how much? Will be how much? The probability of this macro state will be how much? The number of microstates of this macro state, number of microstates of this macro state divided by total number of arrangements. Total number of arrangements is 2 to the power n, or we can write that number of microstates of this macro state, number of macrostate, or we can write number of microstates of this macro state into total probability, that is into 1 by 2 to the power n. Okay, this exactly this type of question we have been discussed earlier. I am going to show you. Wait, you can check this question. Earlier we have been discussed that 2 compartments, 4 particles. So here the each macrostates corresponding microstates are this one. Corresponding microstates are this one. Okay, so total number of microstates we found 16 or 2 to the power 4 or 2 to the power 4, and you just check it, and here you can found probability of macrostate 1 3. The probability of the macrostate 1 3, how much we found? That is your this plus this plus this plus this, that means 4 by 16, or here it is written 1 3. Probability of macrostate 1 3 is nothing but number of microstates, that is your W13, divided by total number of arrangement, that is your W13, total number of arrangement here 2 to the power 4, right? Similarly for this case, the probability of this macrostate will be how much? Number of microstates divided by how many number of energy states? 2 to the power n. That this is total number of microstates, or you can say that the probability, total probability, that is 2 to the power n into number of microstates, So hence here it is written that PM means for the macrostate this one, because for this macrostate total magnetic moment is this one. So hence for this macrostate the probability, that is PM, will be equal to, here the total probability 1 by 2 to the power n into number of microstates. Microstates, this is represents number of microstates of the macrostate n plus n minus. Okay, so this term wn plus n minus can be written as exponent of ln wn plus n minus, can be written, because we know that exponent of ln x is nothing but x. Okay, so is equal to 1 by 2 to the power n exponent of this ln wn plus n minus we have been evaluated, that is your equation number 6. This value I am going to substitute over there. So it will be minus n ln 1 by 2 minus small n square by 2n by using 6 equation. So is equal to 1 by 2 to the power n exponent of, here this minus n can be written over like this, ln 1 by 2 to the power minus n, and exponent is there. So exponent of ln 1 by 2 to the power minus n into exponent of minus small n square by 2 into capital N, minus small n square by 2 into capital N. Okay, is equal to 1 by 2 to the power n. Here see, exponent of ln 1 by 2 to the power minus capital N can be written as 1 by 2 to the power minus capital N into exponent of this term. Okay, so here you can see this term can be cancelled. Here 1 by 2 to the power n into 1 by 2 to the power minus n. So it will be 1 by 2 to the power n, 1 by 2 to the power n minus n. That means 1 by 2 to the power 0 will be nothing but 1. So Pm at last we found e to the power minus small n square by 2n. This is representation of a Gaussian function. Okay, so this is your equation number 7. Come to the next page, that the equation number 7 represents a Gaussian function of distribution which symmetrically about the value n equal to 0, which represented by the figure 2. Okay, which represents the probability distribution of the particle. This represents the probability distribution of the particle. So at n equal to 0, when n equal to 0, so it will be e to the power 0 and the probability will be equal to 1. And if we are going to be plot this function e to the power minus n square by 2n with respect to small n, we are going to get this type of graph, which is the representation of the typical Gaussian function that we have been studied in our previous semesters. Okay, so here represents n equal to 0. That means what is the meaning of n equal to 0? N, we know that n plus minus n minus, so it will be 0. That means n plus equal to n minus. That means equally distributed in energy state plus epsilon and minus epsilon. Suppose we have 10 particles. Okay, so if 5 particles are in state plus epsilon, 5 particles are in state minus epsilon, then the probability will be 1. That means we can get the maximum probability. Okay, and for other macro states, it is going to be reduced. Here this side represents that upper energy level contains large number of particles than lower level. Okay, so here n is positive. That means your n plus minus n minus is greater than 0. Okay, if this is increases, that means small n is going to be increases, that means upper energy level contains large number of particles than lower level energy level. And if the number of particles of this state is going to be increased as compared to this one, also probability is going to decrease. If the number of particles in this energy state, here minus epsilon energy state, is going to be increased as compared to this energy state, also probability is going to be decreased. So here for level energy system, we found that probability distribution is a Gaussian function. Okay, now we have to go for the entropy of this system. So we know that the entropy is given by S equal to Boltzmann constant into ln W. Here W n plus n minus is nothing but represents the number of microstates of this macrostate, or it is nothing but called as your thermodynamic probability. W is nothing but thermodynamic probability of a particular macrostate W, that we know. So entropy of a given system for a particular macrostate will be S equal to K into ln W, which is nothing but your thermodynamic probability, or this represents number of microstates for a particular macrostate. So hence S will be equal to K ln, here W is nothing but n plus n minus. In generalized we have been written n plus n minus. Here n plus may be greater than, may be less than that of n minus, or equal to n minus. So that implies S will be equal to K into this value ln W n plus n minus, already we found in our equation number 6, this one ln W. Here W is nothing but W n plus n minus. This one I have to substitute over there. Here I have been substituted. So how much we can get? You can see that take minus capital N common from this term and this term. So it will be minus n into k. So this term will be equal to this will be minus nk into minus ln by 2 plus n square by 2n square. Wait, here I omitted one step. Carefully you have to see. Here you take minus n, will be how much? It will be nk into plus ln into 1 by 2 plus n square by 2n square, right? Here you haven't taken common n, then it will be ln 1 by 2. Here I haven't taken capital N, means common, means n square by 2 capital N square. Now this will be nk. Here you can see ln 1 by 2 plus ln 1 by 2 can be written as minus ln 2, okay, plus n square by 2 capital N square. This step I have been omitted over here. May you can write, okay. So here we have been written that minus nk into minus ln 2 plus small n square by 2 into capital N square. Let this is your equation number 7a. So here that implies S will be equal to minus nk minus ln 2 plus your n will be equal to, here instead of small n we have been substituted as capital E by epsilon. Where we have been collected that one? Here, from the equation number 1. Capital E is equal to N epsilon. So N equal to E by epsilon. So here you can write from equation 1. From equation number 1, N equal to E by epsilon. Okay. So it will be minus Nk into minus ln2 plus 1 by 2. It can be written as E by epsilon n whole square. Okay. So Nk has been taken to left side. So it will S by Nk and minus again you just multiply. It will be plus ln2 minus 1 by 2 E by epsilon n square. Let this is your equation number 8. And if we are going to plot the graph S by Nk versus E by epsilon n, that means this we have to consider as y-axis. Y-axis, along y-axis we are going to consider this one, along x-axis we are going to consider this one, then it will be a parabola. Then we can get a parabola. Here I have been drawn. Okay, along x-axis E by epsilon n, y-axis S by Nk. So it will give you one parabola. Okay, so how it will be, I am going to explain. Wait, first these few lines we have to discuss. Then I am going to discuss. Then I will explain that how this equation is going to represent that parabola. Okay, so when magnetic moment mu equal to 0, this is most important. These 3 to 4 lines are very much important. Carefully you have to watch. Now when magnetic moment will be 0, mu equal to 0, that means n also will be equal to 0. Then from equation number 7a we can get here n equal to 0. If I am going to put, then s will be equal to plus nk ln 2. So what is the meaning of mu equal to 0 and n equal to 0? Here you can see. Wait, this is our energy states belongs to plus epsilon, this is our minus epsilon. Suppose we are going to consider 4 particles A, B, C and D. Okay, let these 4 particles have permanent magnetic moment. Permanent magnetic moment. Permanent magnetic moment. So whenever we are going to be applied the external magnetic field, due to their permanent magnetic moment, let two particles among them, suppose A, B, aligned parallel with magnetic field, applied magnetic field, and C and D aligned antiparallelly with applied magnetic field. So whenever we are going to be applied, suppose this is your system, A, B, C, D are the 4 particles. They have permanent magnetic moment. So whenever we are going to be applied magnetic field, let A and B aligned parallelly with applied magnetic field, C and D aligned antiparallelly with applied magnetic field. So this will be the situation. So here we can define N plus and N minus. N plus belongs to this energy state, N minus belongs to this energy state. Okay, so then we can define N equal to N plus minus N minus, or here we can consider more number of particles, suppose A, B, C, D and E also, and E, suppose E is aligned with applied magnetic field antiparallelly, so E can be here. So from this we can define small n. Okay, but if there is no magnetic moment, there is no permanent magnetic moment of each particle, that means mu equal to 0, that means there is no magnetic moment, A, B, C, D, they are randomly moving inside the system. So whenever we are going to be apply a magnetic field, then a induced magnetic field will be generated inside the particle, induced magnetic field. So whenever the induced magnetic field is going to be generated, for this case any one of the particle can be plus half plus can be parallel or can be anti-parallel. So if they have permanent magnetic moment, then we can say these number of particles are going to be parallel with applied magnetic field, and these number of particles are going to be anti-parallel with applied magnetic field. If there is no magnetic moment, whenever we are going to apply permanent magnetic moment, I'm telling there is no permanent magnetic moment, and we are going to apply magnetic field externally, so we can consider a induced magnetic moment. So induced magnetic moment inside a particle may be up, may be down, that we cannot be say with guarantee. That means if mu equal to 0, that means there is no magnetic moment is present for each particle at that time. For that case, whenever we are going to be apply a external magnetic field, each and every particle is going to be magnetized, and that magnetic moment, the induced magnetic moment, may be parallel with applied magnetic field, may be anti-parallel with applied magnetic field. At that point, small n could not be defined, so hence small n will be equal to 0 for this case. So here small n will be equal to 0, and from equation number 7a we found this one. Okay, this is just the entropy of all possible arrangement. That means here this a this particle A can be moved to the energy state this one, or can be moved to the energy state this one. B also can be moved energy state this one plus epsilon, or can be moved to the, this is minus epsilon, can be moved to the energy state minus epsilon. Likewise, all the particles, if we are going to consider they have not permanent magnetic moment, that means mu equal to 0, whenever we are going to apply a magnetic moment, they are randomly moving here and there in the system. So whenever I am going to apply magnetic field, suppose we can consider A, B, C, D. A is parallel and other three are anti-parallel. For another instant, maybe A will be anti-parallel, B, C will be parallel, D is anti-parallel. So like that. So there is no guarantee that which arrangement we can found whenever we are going to be apply the magnetic field in the case of mu equal to 0. So that means for each particle have two possibilities, either up or down. Okay, so if it is so, then we can just recall that if two compartments, four particles, so A, B, C, D, so A can be moved here, also here, B also can be moved here or also here. So for this case, C can be moved compartment 1 or compartment 2. Then what will be the total number of arrangement? Total number of arrangement will be 2 to the power 4. So here we have total number of particles are capital N. So for mu equal to 0, what will the total number of arrangement? It will be 2 to the power n. It will be 2 to the power n. That all here mathematically has been found. See, from 7a we found A is equal to nk ln2. This is just the entropy of all possible arrangement 2 to the power n. How? See, that is how from this equation A is equal to, we can write k ln, here nk ln2, we can write k ln 2 to the power n. So here entropy is nothing but, this is your Boltzmann constant. Ln, what is this? This is your thermodynamical probability or number of arrangements. The number of arrangements we found 2 to the power n. That means it indicates that each of the particle have the possibility that each of the particle having the possibility that it can be parallel to the applied magnetic field or anti-parallel to the applied magnetic field. Okay, it is very equivalent to that 4 particles is going to be arranged 2 compartments. Okay, so here for particle A has the 2 possibilities. It can be moved to the plus epsilon energy state or minus epsilon energy state. So because whenever we are going to apply magnetic field, it may be parallel with applied or may be anti-parallel with applied magnetic field. So here S equal to this much, K equal to ln 2 to the power n, which represents the thermodynamical probability or total number of arrangements, total number of microstates, or whatever we found here, nk ln 2. That means it is validated. It is validated. This is nothing but representing that all possible arrangements 2 to the power n. So why it is so? Because each particle has 2 states or 2 possibilities, parallel or anti-parallel moment, moment. So because each particle has, here I just somewhat corrected, that is this one, because each particle has possibility of 2 states or 2 possibilities, that 2 possibilities parallel or anti-parallel moment, or 2 possibilities, that is your parallel or anti-parallel moment. Okay, so now here I told that if we are going to draw this one, it will be like this. It will be a parabola. How it is, I am going to explain here. See carefully. We know that this equation is represents the parabola. If we are going to draw in xy plane, this will be this one. This is your 0 0 and this will be your parabola x square equal to minus 4ay. Okay, or that implies y equal to minus 1 by 4a into x square. So this is nothing but your this one. Okay, now if we are going to consider y equal to 2, suppose 2 minus 1 by 4a into x square, then what will be the graph? The graph will be like this, because at x is equal to 0, at x equal to 0, y equal to 2. Okay, so for x equal to 2 root 2 into root a, y equal to 0. See, for x equal to 0, y equal to 2. Let this is your 2. Okay, for x equal to 2 root a, you just put over here, it will be 4 2 into a. If I am going to put x as 2 root a, then it will be how much? It will be 4 2 into a. So 4a got cancelled, 2 got cancelled, it will be 0. So either we have to consider x equal to plus this much or minus this much, we can get this one. Then further increase of x, the graph will be like this. Okay, okay, now let consider y equal to s by nk. Suppose y equal to s by nk, instead of 2 I have been considered ln 2. So here instead of 1 by 4a I have been considered 1 by 2, and instead of x I have been considered epsilon e, this is e by epsilon n. So what will the graph will be like this. Got it? So here along this x axis we have been considered e by epsilon into n, and along y-axis we have been considered s by nk, whatever here it is drawn. See, this equation already we have been studied in detail in our plus 2. So from this equation I derived. So along x-axis I have been considered E by epsilon n, this one, and along y-axis I have been considered s by nk. So here you can see, just compare this equation and this equation, both are same, only the value has been changed. And one thing you have to remember, log 2 value around 0.6, approximately 0.6, approximately 0.6. Okay, so hence this equation will be a parabola like this one. So I not considered above the plus 1 value. If I am going to consider above the plus 1 value, the graph will be come like this. I not consider this one. So plus 1 will be 0. How it will be? See, here you can see log 2 value is how much? 0.6, approximately 0.6. So here E by epsilon n whenever will be equal to plus 1, then this value will be equal to 1. Then we are going to get only 1 by 2. 1 by 2 is nothing but plus 5, 0.5. So 0.6 minus 0.5, approximately 0, approximately 0. So the graph will be this one. Here we just constrained our graph minus 1 to plus 1. Even if we are going to consider E by epsilon n will be minus 1, then also we are going to get the 0. See, minus 1 square will be 1. So log 2 value 0.6, 1 by 2 value 0.5, approximately 0. Okay, so this will be the graph. It will be the graph. Then other parts of the graph, this is t greater than 0, del s by del e greater than 0, all the things that we are going to discuss in our next class in the topic negative temperature. One of the most important topic, this is negative temperature, we are going to be discussed in our next class. So thank you so much for watching this video. Carefully you have to write down the note whatever we have been discussed and ready for the next class. Thank you.